and it is extremely hard to even get a doctor to want to put a mask on.
Ugly people.
In order to be a liberal, you really have to ignore facts and finding.
A gullible ass idiot who will listen to bullshit all day and swallow it and then ask for more, sir.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. So glad you could be here today. We have a great one planned for you. It looks like we still have some people masking for all the wrong reasons in 2025. I don't know why that is. We have Jasmine Crockett. Looks like she's going to be taking a run at the Senate because she got gerrymandered out of her district in Texas. So, I mean, that's a good thing. And we've got a lot more liberal madness to get to, my friends, so stay tuned. Let's get on with the rest of the show. Well, my friends, in order to get to the madness, we need to jump into that deep liberal pool. So sit back, relax, and buckle up. We're about to enter the Lib Zone.
Hi there, my name is Shelly, and
Hey,
I
Shelly.
just posted on my page about masking in a healthcare facility, which I think is beyond important right now and moving into the future. I believe in masking. I've been masking for 5 years in all indoor settings and have not been sick in over 5 years.
Well, I have not been masking for over 5 years, and I don't believe I've been sick either. So, you know, that vitamin D makes a big difference.
And if you love this mask, I've been getting them from this company, Be Healthy. This is their holiday one. They're fantastic. I just tie the ear loops at the end here, so they're a little bit snugger. And yeah, I just find it so interesting that healthcare facilities don't mask anymore.
Well, maybe that's a big sign that you should, retire the mask, maybe? Live life, before you're brainwashed? Just a suggestion.
And I live in a very rural area, and it is extremely hard to even get a doctor to want to put a mask on in these facilities when I go in to have routine work done. So if you're feeling the same way, don't be discouraged. Continue to mask if that's something that feels comfortable to you. Healthcare is going up. Your health is more important than any judgment you may get. I tend to feel sorry for people who judge me, because I feel like by judging me because I'm wearing a mask is just proof that you're not even trying to get to know me. So it's really sad. Hope that helps.
Well, look, if you want to wear a mask outside in public, okay. I mean, some people do that legitimately because they just don't want to spread germs because they are sick. However, the people that are not sick, they really shouldn't be wearing masks. If they are, those are the people that have been brainwashed by the PSYOP, which is COVID. And look, if you're wearing a mask and you're alone in your car with all the windows rolled up, you definitely have a touch of mental illness. Sorry. I guess having to live with that is the instant karma you get from being weak-minded. Yeah, that's what I just talked about. These people, a lot of them have been brainwashed. And, I don't really know what other way to describe the whole COVID phenomenon, but that it was a huge psyop from the government to see how much control they could get over how much of the population. And sadly, it is quite a bit. Look at her struggle to breathe. Wow. Yeah. A lot of people say that these masks actually make you sick. Like, maybe she's not, puking her guts up with a flu type of sickness, right? But it is definitely not healthy to continuously wear the mask. Anyways, I don't know. Can't get a doctor to wear one. Should tell you everything. Well, it should, but apparently it doesn't. Wow. That's sad.
At this point, if you are still supporting Donald Trump,
Yeah.
not only are you absolutely a piece of shit,
Oh.
you're also absolutely a gullible ass idiot who will listen to bullshit all day and swallow it and then ask for more, sir. Okay? But also, if you
Okay.
are a veteran and you come in
Yeah.
my comments and you talk about this man like he's doing good things for our country, you don't deserve the respect of this country. You deserve to
Wow.
have your record stripped and hung in the stocks because you are a traitor. You're a traitor to your country and you're a traitor to your oath.
Man, these people are so freaking violent. Like, seriously, if you like somebody, you deserve to be hung? Like, what? How do you that's like jumping the shark, like, straight out. You know what I'm saying? Mm.
Your oath was to uphold the Constitution of the United States.
They
It
did.
wasn't to suck some orange guy's micropene. Do you understand? So get the
Gosh.
off my page because I hate nobody more than you. Disgusting.
Wow, what a lovely woman. She is just full of compassion and love and tolerance. Mm, they need to make more women like that. Let's see what some other people have to say about that charming young lady. I've literally never seen more angry, aggressive 30-year-old women than now. That's true. Or maybe it's just that they're filming themselves now. Maybe they've always been there. I don't know. Instead of making babies and having that internal fire to fight for them, they use their maternal nature to fight for social justice issues and climate change now. Well, that seems to be the case. What is she going to do about it if I do? Make another angry TikTok video? Wag her finger disapprovingly? I guarantee it that is exactly what she's going to do. Up next is a reformed liberal, and I think we have more and more of these across the nation, and that's only a good thing as far as I'm concerned. So let's take a listen to see what she has to say.
So I'm a former liberal, a liberal in recovery, if you will. And I have to say, after making the switch and looking back and reflecting, in
Yeah.
order to be a liberal, you really have to ignore facts and finding. You
Yeah, because it's all about feelings, right?
have to ignore the blatant obvious and live in la la land and live in the clouds and just like not be in touch with reality.
It's true.
So their behavior makes sense to me because that used to be me.
And with that line of thinking, you're also responsible for upholding the patriarchy because white women are the actual strongest voting bloc in the country. They just typically choose to side with white supremacy and racism. So by de facto, you see how dumb that sounds? Idiot. This Texas Senate race is going to get real ugly, and black people are still going to come through and vote for whichever candidate gets the nomination. But if Jasmine Crockett gets it, leftists are not going to vote for her because
Why?
they're already trying to hold her to a standard that is impossible. In the same way they held Kamala to a standard that no other presidential candidate has ever been held to in the history of the country, against who is now going to go down as the worst president in the entire history of the country.
Oh, come on. You're being a little too hard on Biden there, my friend. And look, if the lefties aren't going to vote for Jasmine and the people on the right are definitely not going to vote for Jasmine, you're literally saying she has absolutely no chance at this Senate run? Well, actually, I think you're totally right.
And I'm going to be here for every step of the way because, effectively speaking, if Jasmine gets the nomination, she's going to lose because all the racism and misogyny on the left is just going to continue to go unchecked because, oh, we got to think of no. Y'all, I really don't give a shit. You're either trying to get progress, even if you may not see it because my ancestors didn't get to see the progress they fought for.
Oh, brother. Come on, dude. Just drop the whole my ancestors were slaves and now I'm oppressed thing because that's not the case at all. Look, the black people in this country have had such little racism overall. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but opportunity abounds for everybody, regardless of what race you are. So Come on, you're better than this, dude. You're better than this.
Or just get on board, but you're not going to. So all of y'all.
Wow. Up next is Wesley Hunt, who sits on the House Judiciary Committee, and he comments on a clip from Jasmine Crockett admitting basically that she got her first job as a lawyer solely because she's black. Take a look.
Jasmine Crockett's been making a lot of news. She's a Democrat, represents southeastern part of Dallas, Texas, your home state. She revealed this when she found a job in the legal world. This is how she described it in her own words. I'll go ahead and play it and get your reaction.
When I first became a public defender, I had no criminal defense experience. And I walked in and I told my boss, Charlie, I said, listen, you should hire me. He said, why? I said, because I'm black. Charlie looked at me like I was crazy. And I said, let me tell you something. When I walk in, I'm going to walk in with a level of rapport and understanding that maybe some of my other colleagues will not. Charlie offered me my job, and I worked my butt off, and I worked really, really hard for all of my clients, not just those that look like me. And that is what it looks like to serve.
Maybe in the end she was qualified for that job. What do you think of that story and the way she recalls it?
Well, you can't have it both ways, and Jasmine and I just don't see the world the same way. I don't want to walk in a room and get a job because I'm black. I want to walk in a room and get a job because I'm qualified, because I am educated, because I have hard work, grit, determination, because I believe in this country. That's why I am a United States congressman in a white majority district that President Trump would have won by 20 points, and I just won by 27 points. And the reason is because of this. I am literally living Dr. Martin Luther King's dream. I'm being judged not by the color of my skin, but by the content of my character. The people in my district don't see color. They see somebody that's going to represent this district to the best of their ability, regardless of what they look like. I never want to be demeaned for what I have done and the sacrifices that I have made for this country just because of the way I look. I want to be hired because of my acumen and my ability, and I'll end with this. I see myself as an American. I'm a proud husband. I am a father. I am a veteran. I am an educated man. I am a follower of Christ, and I'm also a black man. I am very proud of it. But I am all those things before that, because the number one thing for me is being an American, and I love all my fellow Americans regardless of race, religion, color, or creed, and we all should be treated fairly. Nobody wants a job based on the way they look. They want a job based on their abilities.
Wesley Hunt, march on. Thank you, sir. Nice to have you on.
Jasmine, you are and probably always will be an embarrassment to Texas and to the country, quite frankly. And why is that, Jasmine? Well, it's because you are straight out of brain cells.
We have a party that I think needs to design and develop a compelling economic vision for the future where people feel included, to reconcile the fact that if we don't democratize our economy, we're not going to save democracy. And I don't think it's healthy that we have 10% of people that own 2/3 the wealth in this country.
Like you, Gavin? Because you're definitely part of that 1%. So what are you doing personally to help people out? Pretty sure absolutely nothing.
I don't think it's sustainable practice. The folks watching Mr. Beast, disproportionately 30-year-olds, the first generation in history not doing better than their parents. There's some underlying issues here that have to be addressed. We have an economy that is broken for too many people.
Yeah, Gavin, have you taken a look at a state called California recently? I mean, I know you're the governor, but you obviously don't care about any of the issues Californians are facing. Well, up next we have, of course, Mom Donnie doing what? What? A socialist? Doing what? Yeah, that's right, begging for money. Here is another campaign ad. Well, it's not even a campaign ad because he is elected now. But yeah, he's begging for cash, and it's kind of sad. Check it out.
Time flies. Believe it or not, we have just a few weeks left before I take office as the next mayor of New York City. But before then, I would like to quote the great senator from Vermont. I'm once again asking for your support. I'd like to tell you a little bit more about why we need it. We've had a full plate getting ready for January. We're reviewing the more than 70,000 resumes we received, setting up our transition committees, naming our appointees who'll turn policy into practice, and planning and budgeting for an inauguration celebration we are so excited to share with you soon. Also, we can start delivering on our affordability agenda from day one, not skipping a beat. We're already at $3.5 million from more than 30,000 donors. and we're so grateful for each and every one of your contributions. But just as a reminder, transitions do not get public matching funds from the city. That means we need just a bit more to help us run through the tape. And I promise two things. The first, none of that money is being used to buy hand warmers like these. And the second is I will stop making these fundraising videos. So head to transition2025.com and give whatever you can so we can build a city that every New Yorker can afford. Checkmate, so I can once again.
Well, it looks like the fraud issue with the Somali people, the Somali community in Minnesota is getting worse as light is being shined into all the little dark nooks and crannies of these organizations. It is really sad. And apparently there are a lot of people in Minnesota that just are either completely unaware of what's really going on or they're complicit. I'm not sure which is worse. Check it out.
Something beautiful happened in our community today. It started with an invitation for a few friends to join me for lunch, to support our Somali community, support our businesses, and write a few notes of encouragement. But people just kept coming in the door. Friends had invited friends, and before we knew it, the restaurant was filled from front to back. Hundreds of notes were written and delivered to all of our local businesses today. We love you, Wilmer. Thank you for your support.
We love you, Omar, and thank you for your support. Look, these people have no idea that Omar is knee-deep in the fraud herself. Her income over the last year, I believe it is, went up. I saw a stat, it was like 40,000%. That's not normal. Even if it was 4,000% in 1 year, that's definitely not normal either. So yeah, something's going on. You don't become a multi-millionaire basically overnight, okay? It rarely happens. And if it does, it's because of hard work. And Omar is not working hard. Let's take a look at some of these scams that are going on in Minnesota. One that I heard about yesterday was the whole autistic scam that was running for millions, multiple millions of dollars, maybe even hundreds of millions of dollars. But the research from these scammers, these Somali scammers, came up that you can get government funding for autism. So they went around the neighborhoods and they found out that they didn't have enough people to qualify to get funding. So what did they do? They started asking parents to claim officially to the state that their kid had autism. Now, that also must mean that doctors are complicit with this as well, because I would imagine you'd have to get some kind of official doctor's note, right? Or somebody that has authority to deem someone that has autism. Anyways, all of a sudden, like tens of thousands of kids have autism basically overnight, and it is all approved, which means people in the Minnesota government was complicit with this as well. I'm sure getting kickbacks. But anyways, let's take a look at one specific scam that was going on and kind of how they did it.
Remind us, logistically, how were these people able to pull off this massive fraud scheme? Was it just overbilling?
Right. It started out as overbilling. So the Child Care Center might have 60 people officially enrolled on their books and 30 would show up on a given day, but they billed as if all 60 showed up, just straight up overbilling. Over time, it evolved into a much more brazen scheme where they would create nonprofits, go register with the Secretary of State's office, create a nonprofit, and then file to join the food program. And literally, one day they didn't exist. The next day they existed. The day after that, they were claiming to feed 5,000 children a day. Their children didn't exist. So you mentioned the spreadsheets where they just used a random name generator to make up names of non-existent children to show to the state, we really are feeding all these kids, but the kids didn't exist, the food didn't exist. So it started out as overbilling, and then it became billing for non-existent stuff. They just send invoices without bothering to buy food or actually feed kids. And that got extended into some of these other programs like the Housing Stabilization Program or some of these other programs like Addiction Recovery, where they're billing for services not provided, billing for goods not provided. And the government, state government, was just paying the invoices, no questions asked.
This next lady claims that she's not going to assimilate into the country because of how the United States citizens treat their parents, how they basically neglect the elderly, but I don't buy it. Let me know in the comments what you think of what she's about to say.
So I heard this word a lot. They don't assimilate. What kind of beautiful culture you have that I should assimilate? The culture that leave their parents in the nursing home, neglect emotionally, physically, and financially. This woman had you in her tummy for 9 months, raised you without question. This man put a food in your table and you put them in nursing home because you no longer need them. So you're gonna ship them to nursing home, or you're gonna leave the house that you grew up in. And when they call you and they wanna hear from you, you will get agitated and say, what do you need? Why? Why are you calling? Is that culture where you want me to assimilate? No, thank you. I have a Quran who guides me to teach me how to take care of my parents, neighbors, and loved ones. This culture is a broken system.
Our culture is a broken system? Well, there are a lot of parts of your culture that are just absolutely, well, kind of demonic. Let's take a look at one such practice over in Afghanistan. And I don't know if it's in other parts of the Middle East, but this definitely wouldn't be done in a Christian land. Let's take a look.
I feel like if you think Muslims as well as the Nation of Islam should be anywhere near America, you should be forced to go to Afghanistan and watch the practice of bachabazi, to hear them screams of them boys at night. Yeah, you'd feel differently too.
That man definitely sounds like he has personal experience in hearing those screams. So I would imagine he was deployed to Afghanistan and he was exposed to that part of the Muslim culture, which is just so superior to anybody else's. But the question is, what the heck is bachabazi? I had no idea, so I looked it up just to see. So let me inform everybody out there what that guy was talking about. Bachabazi translates roughly to boy play. It refers to a criminal practice, so it is technically illegal to do this, but you know, because of a lot of bribery and stuff like that, you know, people just kind of give it a pass a lot of times. But it involves young boys, often 10 to 16, are dressed as women, forced to dance for older men. And then a lot of other much worse stuff goes on. And they're basically kept as sex slaves. That is horrifying. But hey, don't abuse your elders. Treat your elders with respect. But, you know, do what you want with little boys. That's fine. Up next, we have some AI videos. I hate calling it AI videos. There's got to be a better term for what this is, but I don't know that there's an exact term for an AI video. Let me know if there is one. I'm not sure. But anyways, this next couple of little clips shows in satire, of course, but kind of a big ounce of truth about the future of England and what these poor, I was going to say American, but what these poor London white kids are going to be dealing with in the very, very near future, if not right now.
Why are you going home?
I got sent home for suggesting we do a nativity this year. Apparently I'm Islamophobic. Miss, where's all the Christmas lights?
Ben, that's offensive. They're winter lights.
Sod off, they're Christmas lights.
Ben, what's wrong?
Got sent to the principal for wearing a poppy. Being British is offensive now.
Ben, are you excited for school?
Not really. The teacher keeps trying to teach me about India and culture, mate.
Ben, why aren't you allowed outside?
Because Labour put an illegal hotel just round the corner.
Ben, why are you in timeout?
All I said was I'm proud to be British.
Ben, who's picking you up from school? Mum or Dad?
Mum, because Dad's in jail for racist tweets.
Ben, what's for lunch?
All they sell is curry now, thanks to Labour and the illegals.
Up next, we have what looks kind of like a town hall setting, and there's a couple presenters, and they're showing a presentation to the audience about how there is a problem with immigrants learning English and what they think a valid solution would be, but there's some very strong pushback from everybody in the crowd. And rightly so. Check it out.
Immigration is good, but it's a problem when they don't speak English. Fortunately, we have a solution.
Allow immigrants to learn English at elementary schools.
I'm not against it, but I thought they were already doing that.
They're not in here. So this will help them learn the basics so they can integrate flawlessly in America.
So they would be in school with the elementary students at the same
Yeah.
time?
So
I just say
no.
I wouldn't feel safe with my kids with adults.
Well, we have teachers in the classroom and security and officers.
Would you install like TSA metal detectors for individuals like that come into the classroom?
Why do you say that?
I'm just saying, I don't know.
Individuals like him or the kid right here?
That guy makes me nervous. That guy looks like he wants to blow the classroom up. I wouldn't be safe.
No, I don't think you would have. I don't think you would do that.
He's here to learn English.
How do you know?
He's just trying to learn English.
How do you know?
Up next, we have a prove me wrong type of campus setup where people come in and ask questions, and they have a little bit of a debate, hopefully. And this student brings up the whole issue with ICE tearing families apart. And the thing is, nobody ever says anything about the tens of thousands of families that are torn apart every year because somebody does something to warrant going to jail. Because as soon as that happens, guess what? Those families are torn apart. But no, it's only when ICE agents and federal agents are doing their job to try to get the bad hombres out of our country. And quite frankly, anybody that crossed illegally. So it's an interesting little back and forth.
Do you not feel some kind of anything when you see people being ripped away from their kids?
If somebody walked into my house, they're going to be met with the barrel of a gun, right?
Oh, really?
So, yeah, people aren't allowed in my house without my permission.
Okay.
I also think that people shouldn't be allowed in my country without my government's permission, right?
True.
And when they come to this country illegally without the permission of my government, they should be deported.
Yeah. Regardless of if they have extracurricular crimes on their rap record or whatever. Not rap record. Their rap sheet. Okay.
Just as I would deport them from my home had they entered without my permission.
That's rather hostile.
What would you do if somebody walked into your house without your permission? There's a strange man in your house. You won't even shake hands with men.
Yeah.
What would you do to a man who walked into your house?
I mean, I guess I would, want to know why they were there, and I would ask
I'm
them
not
to
asking
leave.
why they're...
Are you kidding me? Look, if you don't even shake men's hands, you would absolutely be freaking out if somebody came walking into your apartment, or more aggressively break into your apartment. You would absolutely lose it. Give me a break.
There, I'm going to leave them with a 5-inch hole in their chest and then remove their body from my property.
Maybe that's where we just differ.
I have a family, and I protect them at all costs. I don't let strange men into my house without my permission. I don't want strange men in my country without my permission either.
One time when I was in high school, I asked my white speech coach just randomly one day.
We really had to know as a white speech coach? Okay.
Hey, is it boring to be white? And he said, why would it be boring? And I said, well, when I accomplish something, it's a big deal because, I'm female and I'm black, so.
And I'm a narcissist. Jeez,
So
Louise, lady.
typically if I accomplish something, it means I've had to overcome some challenges to get there.
Oh, because your ancestors were slaves, right? Is that's how that works? Well, thanks for showing me your victim card.
But when you accomplish something, nobody cares because, everything is built for you.
Man, That suspiciously sounds like a racist statement.
I was like 16, by the way. And he was like, wow, that's really racist. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, it isn't.
Yeah,
So,
it is
it boring to be white because no one actually cares about the things you do? I was genuinely asking, yeah, I've never been tested for autism.
I'm American. You can't just deport me there. I have no criminal record.
Well, no, that's part of what he's been doing.
What?
He's been deporting people who are actually U.S. citizens or people who've been going through the process.
Well, you have to have some kind of criminal record.
He'll find something.
Where you finding me, man?
That's it.
That's
really been the whole. No, that's been the whole thing. That's why people are upset.
I'm not worried about Trump, man. You know, I mean, I'm not worried.
Hey, calm down, liberal. Not everybody can be your kind of stupid. This next clip is pretty funny because you think it's one thing and it totally turns out to be something else. Let's take a look and find out what's going on. Okay, he's got water, treats. I'm inside shopping. He's happier here. Okay. Well, that seems like a message any good dog lover would put in there. Oh, it's not a dog, it's her husband. And now, thanks to the Supreme Court, Secretary of War Hegseth can now start cleaning up the military the way it should be. What you're about to see, my friends, I have no idea what it really means or why they're doing it, but it's kind of fun to watch. So let's take a look. Wow. It seems like it'd be very dangerous.
What is the one thing that every race, religion, nationality has in common?
Leadership.
Wrong. The one thing everyone has in common, ugly people, right? Every race has ugly people. The beauty of ugly is that it doesn't discriminate. Write that down, please. Should we treat ugly people the same as attractive people?
Yes, we should.
The actual correct answer is no. Ugly people, or fuggos as they're more commonly known, are more sensitive. Let's do a role play. You're ugly, I say to you, how are you? What would you say back?
I'm fine.
But see, you wouldn't say that because you're not fine. Here's the power of are you okay? If you say are you okay, they know that you see their struggle for what it truly is. They know that you know that they know that they're ugly. Should we be friends with ugly people?
Yes, we should.
That's right. Choosing friends based on how they look is superficial. It's wrong. You don't choose friends based on how they look. It's about what's inside. Besides, the fuggos and the fuggalinas of the world, if you will, they make great sidekicks. They're always down to hang out. JD, what are you doing tonight at 3 a.m.?
Nothing.
Nothing, right? Always available. Let's conclude here. What is ugly?
Murderers. Bigots.
No.
Racists.
No.
Robbers.
No. Check out the guy to your left.
Jeez.
And the most important thing that I want you to remember, all races have, say it with me, fugs. Fugs.
Gosh.
Zoom in on fugs, please.
And here's a follow-up seminar of that same course. So let's check out what wisdom they're departing in this one.
All races, religions, and nationalities have in common, other than ugly people, poor people. You might be wondering, what do poor people look like? Go ahead and zoom in on his face in the back.
Oh,
The point
gosh.
is, you all look poor to me, or not. Everybody, you can't tell what a poor person looks like just by looking at them, right?
Well, I mean, sometimes you can in certain situations. Let's be honest.
Every race has poor people. Every religion has poor people, some more than others. If anyone
true.
wants to quote me on that, that's the beauty of the ugliness that is poverty. Caroline Kennedy, October.
Wow.
In October. Perfect. So we all hate poor people, which is just to say that I hate that poor people exist.
Oh, okay.
No,
okay.
'cause regardless of their religion or skin color, poverty is the great and terrible unifier. Please
These people are just like, what is going on?
write that down. Should
Please
we
write that
treat
down.
poor people the same as everybody else? The answer is actually no. No.
What?
You should not. Come on up here, I'll give you an example. Say you're poor and I come up to you and I say, how much money do you have? What would you say back?
Not much.
Like I'm now in an extremely awkward conversation because he's poor. So how can we get
But why would you even ask that? I mean, this is so absurd. It's funny.
rid of poor people?
Donate to them.
Okay, not everything's about money. My motivation will go a lot further. If every poor person woke up at 5 a.m., I mean, I don't want to say that that would solve poverty, but if one of you wanted to say it, that would be fine.
Oh, jeez.
That's fine.
It's time for Dave's Detox. Oh no. Oh geez, no. Come on, puppy. Oh gosh. Does nobody see the dog running around? Driving? Nobody? I think she needs a leash. She's tired out. Oh. This poor guy is tired out. Oh, nice. Is that a little shark? Oh gosh.
What do you got? What do you got there? Come back. No, don't eat it. Come back.
Yeah, it's not a good pacifier, my friend.
Daisy.
Oh, man, right in his butt. Oh. Oh, nice. What? Why do baby goats like to get out? All right, my friends, I hope you enjoyed the episode, and thank you for all those that subscribed today and anybody that hit that thumbs up. I do appreciate it. Now listen, there are going to be some videos popping up right around my head in just a second. I think you're going to enjoy them, so check them out. And until the next episode, stay safe, know that you're loved and appreciated, and until we meet again, have a great day.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear.